WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 11.
Police enter a Lansing home and brought multiple people out in handcuffs tonight as part of a narcotics investigation. It's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. It happened around 7:30 at a home near the intersection of Baker Street and South Pennsylvania Avenue. That's in the Baker-Denora neighborhood right by Sycamore Park. Sydney Sutliff was there. Sydney, what do we know so far?
That's right, Jorma. When we arrived, both police and Michigan State Police were on scene. We saw officers in tactical gear with guns drawn entering the home. Several people were taken into custody tonight. City records revealed that the property has not been properly certified as a rental since March 15th, 2024. It's a house with an upstairs and downstairs apartment. Neighbors tell us people come and go from that house at all hours of the day into the night, and that it has many loud noises coming from the property. One neighbor said they witnessed 2 men fighting with long knives she characterized as machetes. And all the windows had blackout curtains covering the first floor. After police and city officials left, 6 News witnessed at least half a dozen people entering the second floor of the apartment building. We also saw Lansing's code compliance officials placing red tags on the first floor of the apartment doors, meaning that the apartment was not safe to live in. Lansing police claim their actions were not a part of an investigation into human trafficking or any sort of missing person. Stay tuned with 6 News. We'll keep you updated on air, online at WLNS.com, and on the 6 News app. Back to you, Jorma.
Sydney, thank you very much. Turning to politics, President Donald Trump announced plans today for what he calls the Golden Dome, a $175 billion defense system designed to protect the entire United States from hypersonic missile attacks. Erica Brown has the latest from the White House.
President Trump unveiled plans Tuesday for a Golden Dome missile defense system to shield America from foreign attacks.
Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space.
The president told reporters in the Oval Office that he hopes to construct the dome before the end of his term. The project is expected to cost $175 billion.
We will protect the homeland from cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles.
Earlier on Tuesday, President Trump made a rare visit to Capitol Hill, meeting with House Republicans in a bid to rally support to pass his massive budget bill.
I think we have unbelievable unity. I think we're going to get everything we want.
The legislation makes permanent the tax cuts passed during his first term and includes a campaign promise to eliminate taxes on tips and overtime pay. It also increases spending on defense and border security. To offset those cuts, there are federal spending cuts to Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies, although the president insists Medicaid will mostly remain intact.
The only thing we're cutting is waste, fraud, and abuse. With Medicaid, waste, fraud, and abuse.
The president warned Republicans against opposing the legislation, but his visit failed to sway several holdouts, including lawmakers concerned the spending cuts don't go far enough.
The president called for eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid, and we have not eliminated waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid this bill.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is hopeful the House will vote on the bill before lawmakers depart for the Memorial Day break. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Attorneys for immigrants in the United States are accusing the Trump administration of deporting their clients to South Sudan. That's a landlocked country in eastern Africa bordering Ethiopia and Kenya. The region was formerly part of Sudan until it voted to become an independent country in 2011 and until 2020 was embroiled in a bitter civil war. Violence and human rights abuses are still common in the country. U.S. immigration rights attorneys told a judge today that people from several countries have been deported from the United States to South Sudan. An immigration official in Texas has confirmed that is the case for at least one man who came here from Southeast Asia. If true, those removals would violate an order from a federal judge in Massachusetts requiring the government to give people a chance to legally challenge removal to a country other than their homeland. Turning to Michigan politics, a new bill in the state house, if passed, would make it easier for people to become accountants. Right now, to be certified as a public accountant, you need at least 150 semester hours of college education and a bachelor's degree in accounting from an accredited university. Under this new bill, the semester hours needed would be cut by 60%, and you would only need an associate degree. That bill has been sent to the State House Committee on Regulatory Reform. And speaking of education, another new bill would pave the way for Michigan public school districts to offer housing for their teachers. This idea has been floated around in various places around the country to deal with the recent shortage of educators. Under the bill introduced today, schools could use sinking fund money to build and maintain housing for their employees. That housing would not be considered private property and would not be subject to taxation. That opens up more options for school districts, which often own public land that could be developed for public purposes. And speaking of housing, the White House recently ended a mortgage rescue program for veterans earlier this month. But as Jesse Tenur reports, the thousands of veterans struggling to pay their home loans could soon get help from Congress.
This White House and VA don't seem to care.
Democrats are frustrated the Trump administration ended the VA Servicing Purchase Program and worry a fix in Congress will not come fast enough.
Cruel.
California Congressman Mark Takano, the top Democrat on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, says thousands of veterans are at risk of losing their homes.
President Trump and Secretary Collins are choosing to allow veterans to be foreclosed upon.
The Biden-era program gave homeowners an affordable way to catch up on their VA-backed mortgage loans. Takano argues without it, the federal government and taxpayers will foot the bill.
It costs VA and every one of us an estimated $60,000 every time a veteran is foreclosed on.
The House advanced legislation Monday night, though, that would allow the VA to create a similar lifeline for veterans, which Republicans do support.
It was a bad program, and the Trump administration was right to stop it. However, I recognize that sometimes veterans and their families fall on hard times, and veterans need a safety net.
Illinois Congressman Mike Bost, the VA committee's top Republican,
this bill is the cure,
calls the new measure more fiscally responsible than the previous program.
In no way does that make sense to solve a $25,000 problem with a $320,000 solution. Only in government would you do that.
Takano also supports the bill, but worries it could arrive too late for some veterans, since the Senate still has to debate it. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.